Where is Beerus? I don't know. Howdy, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Book Club. We're still semi-setting up here as I'm just waiting for a quick pre-show smoke. Then I'm out of here. What?
I gotta feed the cats.
Oh, and she's gotta feed the cats. We're waiting on Gabs. Well, not quite, but she'll get here eventually. She's right next to me. Also, Ahmenra will be a little bit late, and let's just say hello to who we do have here. Let's just swap it out here. There goes the music. Alrighty, and oh wait, where's my applause? Give me applause. There we go. There it is. There you go. And Gabs did some IRL applause next to me. Welcome to the second episode of Book Club Movie Edition. So it's the first episode we're doing movies. Last one we were doing music. Now we're talking some movies. No theme. Just said, hey, pick a movie and we're going to talk about it. So we have 4 awesome movies chosen by our lovely panelists. 2 of which are on their way, and 1 of which is here but is on lunch break, and so he may be eating lunch. So what's up, Charlie / Platypunk / goes nowhere does nothing? How are you doing?
Doing good. Apologies, I'm eating some crunchy shit, but I should be done soon.
I can't hear any of the crunch. As a matter of fact, I want to hear the crunch, but sounds like you got some sort of filter on, so I don't think we'll even hear the crunch.
Damn it.
It's a bit of a filter. It's okay. It cuts out the background noise. As I take a whiff of my peace pipe.
Like act like you're trying to hide it, but you're not.
I was trying to hide it, but not really. Whatever. No, I can't do that. We're on Discord. Anyways. And next we have the great Insidious Bliss. How are you doing, bud?
Hey, doing great. Howdy, everyone.
Sorry.
This mad lad here, he like almost gave me a heart attack on Saturday.
What did he do?
Dropped a 50 in my chat. I'm like, holy shit!
50! This dude's just giving everyone heart attacks with the support. I swear to God, I can't thank Insidious enough with the support just on me alone, but freaking this whole
Same,
community,
dude.
man. Heck yeah. So if
Yeah,
y'all
gave you a heart attack, gave Paul a content ID strike.
Yeah, he
whatever.
did. He's like, I told him that my Bear Force 1 will be that. Do you remember that video of that awkward girl singing boom, 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 and let me hear you say whale? It's just some awkward girl off timing, not singing it right, and I don't know why it came into my head, but I'm like, that's going to be my Bear Force 1. And I'm like, I hope I don't get content ID'd, and I did. But no, nothing happened, so it's all good. I still might run the, that as my Bear Force 1, but we'll see.
I still gotta figure out mine.
I know. James and his freaking he's making us newcomer streamers go like, well, what do we do for a fitty? Like, I want to what's one below pulling my dick out. I don't know. Like,
Right, yeah, I mean, like, do I have to go to a different website to go do my version of Air Force One?
right? Yes, I'm going to have to open up an OnlyFans and then show you my Bear Force 1.
Now again, like the donations, that's my part. Whatever homoerotic thing you guys do, that's your choice. That's not required. That's not requested. That's your choice.
I don't know. You seem to awfully, demand James takes his shirt off a lot. You're like, oh, get that shirt off, buddy. So I don't know. That's a little sus there.
Lately, someone's been beating me to the punch, so I've been doing the rum or death.
Oh,
Dr. Lively strut. So
holy, that's hilarious. Okay.
Yeah, I can do like the Buffalo Bill thing, I guess.
Oh, that would be perfect. Would you fuck me? I need to do like royalty free versions of a couple of songs, like maybe Boom 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 and fucking Goodbye Horses, so that we can do these things without anyone even, because I know it's just a content ID, it's no strike, it's nothing crazy, but I don't like that. DJ says the same thing. His covers of Mega Man, all his covers, he plays it and they'll get a little content ID, and same thing with me. If I do any of my video game covers, they start get content ID, and I'm like, I don't like that little copyright warning.
Yeah.
It just it says no effect, but in my head there's an effect affecting me. That's who it affects.
It hurts my heart.
It does.
And like I also learned how to play like MIDI using my like computer keyboard, so now I'm gonna pretend like I can make music again.
Right on, man. Hey, music is nothing crazy. Coming from, you know what I learned about music? Music is only 12 notes. There's less notes than there are alphabet. Letters in the alphabet. So take that, and you don't even need to use all. You only use like 3 to 5 to 6 notes in any given song because of like scales. So that like, you think about that and you're like, oh, that's not intimidating at all. Like, what the hell? I'll find 3 notes and make a song out of it. So it's really.
Yeah, I was actually playing around with that. I did a little bit of that. I was playing a bit of the intro to Devin Townsend's Bad Devil and a little bit of the title music for DKC2.
Okay.
Like the
Right on. Heck yeah. Let's say what's up to chat. I see Gino lurking around saying, hey, I was that last week. If I ever start talking dinosaur, it'll be 3 minutes of ecstasy. Or it could be death metal by NSP. Gino and his Ninja Sex Party. If y'all didn't catch last week's episode, it was music and we chose albums. And Gino, of course, needs to drop a Ninja Sex Party on the first episode. And it was a freaking blast. I did not realize how much I would really enjoy Ninja Sex Party. And even to today, I'm freaking singing, "Welcome to my parents' house." It's a freaking great album. But check that episode out. Oh, sorry, I was just shilling the last episode. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say if you're digging Ninja Sex Party, there's a track on, I think it was Strawberries and Cream, called "The Sacred Chalice Part 1." If you look for the video on YouTube, there actually is a part 2 to that.
Oh, interesting. Right on. I'm sure Gino knows all about it. Heck yeah. What's up? Oh, we're looking for cats. Sorry, distraction. Anywhoozle. I do not see the other cat. Anyways, then yeah, we just got Gino up in chat. Shout out Gino. Thanks. Oh, there are 4 parts apparently to that song. Gino's saying.
Oh,
Wow.
is it all in that one video?
I don't know. I wonder if it's more videos or just yeah. But get that out of there. Heck yeah, we'll have to get Gino back on. Oh, he said it is. Okay, right on. We'll have to do more Ninja Sex Party on future episodes here, and we also got Jack Tarlad saying hello. What's up, bud? How you doing?
Hello.
Hello. Oh yeah, I forgot I didn't turn off the chat AI talking, so they will be. Oh yeah, I should probably change that because I don't want them talking over you guys. Anywhoozle, let's get right to it. As I wait for Gabs to finish feeding the cats, and she'll join us in a second. I don't want to quite start with Ahmenra's movie just in case he shows up, so I will start with. What should I start with? Hold on, let me. Start with mine? Okay, we'll start with mine. Hold on, let me. Dang it. I forgot to do one other thing. That was pull up the dang movie posters. I had them all ready, and I forgot. Okay, here we go. Where is mine? Ah! Okay. Does that count? No, I'm going to download it. Ah! Very unprofessional. So my choice for this week was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. That's like one of my favorite movies. I don't know. It's shortly after I became a stoner. I just watched that movie a ton, and it's just such a I don't know. It makes me feel all ooey gooey inside. I love it. I love. Ironically, I love Mos Def in that movie. If y'all aren't familiar, Mos Def, the rapper, he plays the alien. What's his name I get in that movie again? I forget.
Ford?
Was that?
Ford?
Ford. Yeah. That's right.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's funny because as I was watching it, I'm like, there's like 2 of my favorite movies have Mos Def in it. Is that one and another one I might choose in a future episode with Jack Black. What was it called? Be Kind, Rewind.
I love that one.
That is a good movie.
I love those movies, and I don't know what. It's like Mos Def, just as an actor, like, I don't know. It's not that he does a great job or anything. It's just, I don't know. It's just his presence and the way he just is in these movies. I don't know. It makes me chuckle. I don't know what it is about his performance, but him, he's just, one of many huge names. He's probably the lowest name on this list. We got freaking Sam Rockwell, Warwick Davis / I'm blanking on his name. Professor Snape.
Alan Rickman.
Alan Rickman as the sad freaking voice. I can't tell you how many times I fucking used to just walk around and be like, oh, it doesn't matter. It's just the best. I love that. And then who else we got in that movie? Obviously Martin Freeman, the main guy. Zoe Deschanel. Is that Zoe Deschanel or am I confused?
Yeah.
Yes, that is Zoe, the female love interest. And who else we got? Any other big names in that movie? I'm not
Stephen Fry's in there somewhere.
right. Stephen Fry. I think he's the voice of someone. That sounds about right. Yes. Yeah. No. All the different species in this movie freaking were hilarious. I can't get enough of the main species. I'm blanking on names again. I'm terrible with this. The species that blows up their planet and are chasing them and all that stuff. I love how they need everything triple duplicate signed. They're obsessed with paperwork. Like little things like that just make me just chuckle so much.
Yeah, the Bliss forms.
Yeah, these aren't the right forms. Oh my god, yeah. And then yeah, Sam Rockwell. You don't know for how long of my life I yelled out randomly, random times. I'll be walking with my buddies. We'll be downtown, just walking around, and then I just start running, going, "Magrathea! This is Magrathea!" Or I'll start screaming, "Hamatavula!" Just, I loved, yeah, I was so obsessed with this movie for so long, and to this day, yeah, like when I pop it on, I'm like, it still gives me that just like warm feeling on the inside. Like I don't know, this is like not a bad scene in this movie. It's just one of those like to me front to back just joys. I don't know. What do you guys think about this movie?
Let me ask you first. Did you read the book first, or did you?
I have no.
Just the movie?
I am just a movie guy, so the books is non-existent to me. Assume I've never read a book in my life, so that's why we have to do more books on book club, so I can finally be a cultured swine, not uncultured swine. Yes. But have you guys read any of the books?
I have not. I have a bad habit of like, yeah, I'll read this, and then I'll get like halfway through, and then my attention span is just gone.
Oh yeah, I am.
So the movies definitely help out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my ADD brain is the reason why I can't read books either. I just can't focus. I'm a speed reader. I'll go through it, but by the time I get to the end of the page, I'll be like, what the hell did I just read? I have no idea. Like, I didn't retain any of that. Yeah, my retention is terrible, so that's why I need to, I definitely need, books to tape, or whatever. Someone to read the books to me. And hello, Gabs. I don't know if she's there yet.
Hello.
Hello, yes.
Oh,
Hi.
Yes, so where was I with that? Yeah, so books I'm quite awful with, but I would love to do the whole trilogy eventually here on book club, starting with what was it starting with? I know the second one is Hitchhiker's Guide. The third one is at the end Restaurant at the End of the Universe, and I'm totally blanking on the first book of the series, but I would be very interested. Jake says I too have read the books. Right on. Jack Tarlad has read the books before. Good stuff. Gino saying so long.
Yeah,
Thanks
I
for all the
never
fish.
did.
You never read all the books, or yeah, Gabs is.
No, surprisingly enough, I haven't. But I really should.
Heck yeah, that may be something we need to do on book club. I would.
Yeah, I'm the one that reads in this house.
Yes, she's the reader. I'm the idiot. That
Didn't say that. You
No.
just don't really read.
I mean, person that doesn't read, idiot. Those kind of go hand in hand. Like you don't read, this guy must be stupid. I don't know. That's my assumption. I even apply that to myself, so it's not like I'm discriminating or anything.
well, actually, too, I think wasn't it originally like a radio show before, and then it became a book later.
Oh, that might be true.
So maybe you
idea.
should do that. Is go back and listen to those.
Yeah, I really should do research on the movies that I. Yep, Jack Tarlad saying it was a radio show. Radio show after
Nice.
the book. Okay,
Oh, okay.
so
Okay.
good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I tell Paul all the time too, like audiobooks, like if
Yeah.
reading isn't really your thing, just listen,
Yeah, absolutely.
Unless listening isn't your thing, and then I don't know what to tell you.
No, I am. I could listen. Actually, listening would be fantastic for while I work and stuff because I listen to streams and watch people's streams all the time. So it's not like this would make it easier because like I don't have to look over at my phone to be like, what's going on? I could just
Right.
I'll be listening and imagining the whole time. So yeah, books coming soon to book club, man. Right now, like I said, we're just alternating movies and then albums until we sneak in a game or a TV show or a book in there. But I'd like a book to sneak in quicker than the other things. Insidious was suggesting some Warhammer books, which may be working out in the future because Green Hair Anti-Liberal was planning on reading a Warhammer book on her channel, so that might work out if that if I don't know if that book's not on tape or if whatever people just want to help support Gal or whatever, then it could be like synergy. You listen to the book over there, then we do a book club episode over here. Sounds like a good stuff. But yeah, I need to see how many of these books and such are on Audible or on tape or something like that, because yes, I need to get more
Yeah, it's great when you're driving or like long road trip.
Heck yeah.
I have a suggestion for if you want to have like a suffer episode, either just for the lulls or for like for charity or something.
Okay.
It's this like from like the early 2000s, this like god awful Harry Potter fanfic called My Immortal.
Okay.
And so basically, like you have like your main self-insert character where she's like, oh, she's this hot goth girl, and everybody in the wizarding world all of a sudden has become like gothic, like quote unquote gothic, or like vampires or Satanists or something like that. And it's just the way it's written. It sounded like it was written by like a WoW troll or something.
Oh my god.
And like it would make a grammar Nazi's head explode.
That sounds hilarious. Yeah, I'm up for that. That sounds ridiculous.
I think I still have the link if you need to find if you need some help finding it.
Right on. Heck yeah. And there we go. We got Hitchhiker's Guide poster right above us. All right, cool. Yeah. Anybody else have anything else to pitch in, say about this movie? What they like, what they didn't like?
Yeah, I loved just kind of like I have the memory of a steel sieve, so like story elements are hard for me to retain. But what I did love was like the effects. I loved the kind of mix of the practical effects with I think they're the Vargons, or like those potato aliens we were trying to remember.
The bureaucrats.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I loved how they were like rubber suits, basically.
Right, but
and I loved
still CGI'd because like their eyes and their eyebrows, like the movement's still a little CGI, but it's still mostly practical effects.
Right, exactly. Kind of like in the original Hellboy movies. If you remember the Samael the dog creatures, where it was like a mix of like CGI and practical suits.
Yeah.
Like I just love that kind of thing. And like the full on CGI, like the crabs and such. Like I feel like I like that better than a lot of what we're seeing today, honestly.
Yeah.
No, I agree. Yeah, I would say it looks better and it feels more real because there is something there. Like they might be enhancing it, but like somebody still put a lot of work into making that creature exist. Like before CGI like got involved.
Right. Yeah, and it's like you see, there's somebody in the suit. Like there's somebody like carving up their forearms just to get the movement right.
Right.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, me and Paul were talking about that as we were watching the movie the other night. Like, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah. All around practical effects, even with the little robot Warwickson, he's walking around in good, this was still 2005, so it's still the early age of CGI and stuff like that. So that was like a sweet time, right? But like the early 2000s, mid 2000s, where technology wasn't taking over and doing it. I remember like the full first CGI movie was like what, like the Green Lantern, like, or something around that time, where they're like, oh, the suit CGI, and we're like, why the fuck, make him wear a suit. Come on, what the hell. But yeah, no, once it started just diving into just full on CGI, you kind of lose that magic of, the actor having something to look at and touch and feel and whatever. Yeah, definitely one of the last golden ages of film is like, yeah, around 2005, I would say.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think of it as kind of like a 2000s jank, right? It's weird because like they were still kind of experimenting with it and mixing stuff. You could definitely kind of like see the seams, but like it was also just like it was a fun time because it wasn't like too perfect. It wasn't like overused. It had like just the right amount. So it still made it like enjoyable and like could pull you in.
Yeah, for sure. I could agree there. I know what you mean by the jank, but again, I love the jank, so that's what makes this like perfect for me. It's like,
Exactly.
yeah, I love it. Trying to think of particular moments and scenes in the movie. Like, it just kept like everything, like from each scene was just like, oh, I love this scene, or from the opening song, thanks for all the fish, that that gets stuck in your head right away. And then, Arthur losing his home and freaking Mos Def just showing up, being weird, telling everyone that the world's gonna end. The fucking scene where they're like, should we put a bag over our head? He's like, you could. Will it help? No. And it's just like, it's dumb little quirks and scenes like that just, it's just continuous throughout the whole movie, when they meet Sam Rockwell, he's like, hey, you bored with this guy? Come talk to me instead. I'm from another planet. I'm like, I don't know why. I just every scene, every dialogue interaction is just it seems like movies today, and I don't know if I'm just talking out my ass, but it seems like movies today, it seems like the directors don't go for that perfect shot for every shot. It's like they'll be like, oh, okay, that's good enough, let's move on. Whereas like I've noticed, like watching some older movies, like especially I guess movies that I just watched continuously over and over, I don't know if this is just nostalgia or what, but it just feels like movies like Happy Gilmore, just like the older, like that late 90s, early 2000s, it's just like they cared about every scene and every shot, and like, all right, it's perfect, we can move on. Whereas like it seems like today it's like, oh, they could have done without that shot, or they could have done that shot better, or he could have delivered the line better, or something like that, and they just kind of like, yeah, just move it along. I don't know if that's just me being old and nostalgic.
I think it depends. It's a bit subjective. I wouldn't say it's everything is like that.
True.
But
I'm seeing more of it. I'm seeing or less of it, I should say. It seems like direct.
Also, maybe, but I was gonna say also that I would argue that you haven't really watched very many recent movies and things to have like stuff to compare it to either. Your sample size is quite small,
That is pretty true. This is another reason why I started the book club, is because I'm like, I need an excuse to watch others' movies because there's a lot I haven't seen. So yeah.
I was telling him last night, I was like, this is nice. I was like, now we're actually going to get to watch some stuff that, like, we've never seen before, because usually he just likes watching, like, the same stuff that he's seen before over and over.
Yeah. I don't know. I forget. Somebody said that I read somewhere that, like, is kind of like almost like a mental condition, where it's like, if you're someone that, like, literally just keeps watching the old movies that that you're not going to be disappointed from, that it's like, I don't know, it's like a form of autism or some shit like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I can attest to that, because I'm the same way, where it's like, well, I mean, like, there's like this whole list of movies that I need to see that especially have like cultural significance, which is why I'm glad I was a part of this, because it's the first time I've seen really most of these movies outside of my pick.
Right on.
And it's like especially because I'm just winding down at night, where I'm just looking for something familiar. And it's like, well, I guess I could watch Shoresy again.
Yeah.
Right, for sure.
Yeah, no, it was great. It's nice to like kind of be not like forced, but like kind of push in the direction of like, hey, just you've been meaning to watch this anyway. Just watch it now.
Right, for sure. Yeah, no, I say it all the time too. Yeah, this is forcing me to watch movies, and yeah, I am absolutely loving it.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting because you're talking about like the shots, and I think we actually had a pretty interesting choice of movies, right? Because you had like going back to the 70s, and you could see both in the Frisco Kid and Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, like how they used to do it back then, and
Yeah.
there was a lot of like artistry in that. But and I will say, like we saw The Lighthouse, which is kind of a newer movie, where also he did quite a bit of that, like setting up the shots, right? And it's not like they had a huge set.
Yeah.
It was very one specific location, but they did a lot with it.
Yeah.
But we'll get into that when
We will,
talk about that movie.
for sure. But yeah, no, there was no theme for these movies, but as you watch all four movies, you start creating a theme in your head. At least maybe not between all four movies, but like, there's the theme of Western between the two, Frisco Kid and whatever. And then just, to me, the theme that I was just getting is that these are just some story-ass movies. I don't know if that makes any sense, but that just kept coming to me. These are some story-ass movies that just like tell a story and you're in and you're out, and just like, I know it doesn't make much sense. It makes sense to me. I smoke a lot of weed, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think most movies aim to tell a story.
You'd be
Movies, books, like that's generally the point.
You'd
but
be surprised.
And once they're over, they do tend to end once they're over.
You'd be surprised. All right, I guess I'm just the stoner here, and that made sense to me. But you know what? I'll run with it.
I know what you
Well, I
mean.
mean, to be fair, you do have like kind of like your slice of life movies that they just kind of like, they don't necessarily like, they do like tell a story, but they don't necessarily have like a beginning, a middle, and an end. It's just kind of like, all right, this shit happened, this shit kind of stopped happening, credits.
Yeah.
right.
Thank you. Yes, because it's not like a big setup. None of these movies had like a big setup. You're like, okay, what? All right. You're just kind of thrown into it, and I like that, because I think when the movie holds your hand with a big old intro, trying to be like, this is this and this and that. I don't know.
I was gonna say, we didn't get into the good, the bad, and the ugly yet, but I was gonna say, to be fair, that's why that movie is so long, because the first like hour and a half of it is like the setup or like the intro, like they're introducing these characters, and then they're showing like how these characters connect later, because now they're running into each other and stuff, so.
Okay, that is true, but it's not like you're seeing the origin story of Clint, like how he became this person, or the,
No, we don't know why he's called Blondie.
Exactly. So that
other than he's blonde. But...
yeah.
Did anyone see the first two movies? Because I think that was the last one in a trilogy, right?
Oh, so there was
really?
more. So then no,
yeah.
We're dumb.
We're dumb. Yeah, we only saw that one. I you know what? You're right. That is a trilogy. I forget what the other ones are. Yeah, I'll have to. Now I'm interested in seeing those. Heck yeah.
Yeah, I had never even seen that one before, but
yeah. But with this movie, anything else on Hitchhiker's Guide? Let me think. Yeah, great cast, great. Just to me, like just one of those, just one of my all-time favorites. Just because, yeah, man, like I don't know why. Like for some reason, it's just like one of those times like you don't know what to put on. For some reason, I just love putting this one on, and just instinctually from my gut is why I chose it. Is like it just makes me feel so fun. It's so good, and I don't know. So this was just a pure nostalgia love for this movie. That's why I chose it. I do need to read the books and all that other stuff. But anything else that I'm coming up with this? No, that's about it. Any other closing thoughts on Hitchhiker? Or Gabs, you didn't really have. Did you have any anything else to say about this?
Yeah, I mean, I really enjoy the movie. I like sci-fi stuff, so that and I really enjoy the humor of the movie.
British humor, yeah, is as Jack Tarlett
exactly.
said.
And that's why, like, I'm pretty sure I would love the books because yeah, it seems like something that I would be into.
Yes.
Love Sam Rockwell. He's in a lot of my favorite sci-fi movies. So
Ironically, Sam Rockwell is in my second, or actually, this would be my second favorite sci-fi movie. My all-time favorite sci-fi movie is
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy Quest. And yeah, Sam Rockwell is in that one as well. He's my favorite in that movie as well. Freaking when they land on the planet, what are you doing? Why are you opening the vent? Is there air? You don't know. I can't wait to. That's probably going to be. I'll do a sci-fi theme, and Galaxy Quest is going to be my choice because I love that movie so much. But yeah, Sam Rockwell just, I don't know, he kills me so much. He's great, and yeah, everyone in this movie. Everyone nailed it. From, like I said, Mos Def, Martin Freeman, all the guys, and yeah, I can't wait to pick Galaxy Quest as a movie. I can't wait to pick Be Kind Rewind as a movie. And those are the two movies that I kind of think off from the actors that are in this one. But yeah, that'll be.
It's something else you could start doing is to have like a keep in the Discord like a recommended list or something like that. Like put like different movies and stuff that you like, or just stuff that you recommend to people.
Yes. I think in the Discord there is currently a ideas and feedback section. So for the time being, we could just throw it in there. If you guys are not part of the Discord, let me give you a link here in the chat. But yeah, this is where if you want to be on an episode of Book Club, this is where we all discuss and get together and figure out who's going to be on the next episode and all that gravy stuff. So let me get you guys an invite link if you're not already part of the Discord. But
I just want to say right now.
Yep.
Like if you do another music one, I want to be on there because I have so many things that I would love to share.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, I've been alternating between movies the idea is to alternate between the two. So this is only the second episode. So the third one will be back to albums, and I don't think there's a theme. I was talking with Static 2020, and I think in a future episode, if anyone could think of this theme for a music album, bands that first couple albums were a big departure, and then the band departures into a totally different sound. So bands
just a band that completely changes their sound.
Yeah, thank you. But
before they were bad.
Oh yeah, I got two. I can think of already.
You got two? Because his Static's choice was AFI. So apparently AFI sounded much less emo before they got signed and did their big Miss Murder hit or whatever. And my choice is going to be freaking Sugar Ray. I don't know if anybody knows about Sugar Ray's.
That's right. I forgot Sugar Ray had a different sound.
They were touring with bands like Korn and Limp Bizkit before they Fly, which was on that first album, is their first big hit. And that's why they blew up. And they're like, we're going to just sound like this from now on. But that first album is so good by Sugar Ray. I love it, unironically. It actually sounds really good. So I can't wait to talk about that. But that will be on that themed episode. But I don't think that will be the next one. I think the next one we'll just do another open, no theme, just choose an album that you like. But I think after that, the next music one after that, we'll do that theme. Bands that totally change their sound.
The ones I was thinking of, there are two that came to mind. One is, at least in my mind, is Smash Mouth, where their first album, it was like, it still had some of that ska influence in it, but it had more of like a punk rock edge.
Okay.
And then the second album that came out, Astro Lounge, was that's the album that had All Star.
Oh.
And that's the one that blew up. And so the record company's like, do more of this.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of what the rest of the band became. The other one potentially was Pantera. I can't remember if they put out an album with their old sound because they started off as like a glam band.
Yeah, that's true.
And then eventually they morphed into, I think, maybe starting with like Cowboys from Hell.
Yeah.
To the sound that we all know.
Yeah. Oh, that is hilarious. That's a good choice. Yeah, that would be a very fun episode to, a nice theme. But yeah, I will definitely hit you up, Charlie, for I don't know if the next one will be next. It all depends on how quickly I could get guests. If I could get guests quickly and choices quickly, then I'll do the next episode next week. If I can't, then I'll push it another week. But yeah, no, I'll hit you up after the show, and then we'll see if I can get some more people in for music.
For sure.
And then heck yeah, I'll try to aim for next week. Right on. All right, let's see what chat is up to. They're freaking popping off there. Yeah, talking about how it was a radio show, or Hitchhiker's Guide was a radio show first. Oh god, Jack Tarled said, I'm going to pioneer. What is it?
I'm going to pioneer a new format and bring back radio. Radio show
God.
porn.
I'm going to pioneer. I forgot to turn the audio thing off. I'm going to pioneer
It's
a
like,
new.
what's going on?
Yeah, no, sorry. It was talking. I have to. He says, I'm going to pioneer a new format and bring back radio. Bring back radio. Radio show porn, basically, is where he was. Porn on radio. I'm down for that. Hold on, let me get that freaking.
Do it.
Yeah, do it, Jack Tarlad. Sounds brilliant. All right, hold on. I had. Dang it. Hold on. Bringing up chat and it was still talking. I forgot I needed to change the link. Okay, all right, then we're good. Also, who else is saying something? And then they're also mentioning the first two movie, or the first couple movies to Good, Bad, and the Ugly is A Fistful of Dollars and A Few Dollars More. And
okay.
yeah, and those are the other two. Heck yeah. And well, now I'm interested in watching those. I don't know if it'll be a book club episode. Just now, it's just curiosity. I want to see where that went because I did enjoy The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And Jack Tarlad also saying, Chili Peppers, Blood, Sugar, Sex Magic. Was that a album that sounded way different? Oh, because they were like heavier at first, and then they just went like full on funk. So perhaps that is what he's talking about. Right on. Okay. Oh, the album. Yep. Alrighty. Next movie. Let's see what we got here. Let us talk about. Screw it. We're choosing this one. The Frisco Kid, chosen by Platypunk Goes Nowhere Does Nothing. Let me get that up here. And ready.
Yeah.
The Frisco Kid. Do you want to let us know why you chose this movie?
I chose this one because this was a movie that I had basically grown up watching. And it's like, people always look at me funny when I say that there's a movie that starred both Gene Wilder and Harrison Ford. And so this is kind of like, it was just something that I just kind of wanted to share, get more people into, because it is like interesting enough that the two of them are in a movie. And the other thing is just like, it's just got some great humor to it. It's got a great story. Like, it's just all very well done for what it is.
Absolutely. People think Gene Wilder in a cowboy setting, and they automatically think Blazing Saddles.
Right. And so basically, like, yeah, what if, instead of like this drunken sharpshooter, what if he was like the bottom of the class Polish rabbi that just kind of got shoved off to San Francisco?
Yeah, and I love how the movie starts. There's like a congregation, whatever they're talking, and he's just outside, freaking skating, ice skating and stuff, just having a blast. It just shows that he's kind of carefree, But I love the movie. It was quite hilarious.
Very funny.
There's a lot of. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say because the part too in the beginning where he's like telling him, he's like, don't, like, I'm gonna speak to you in English, but don't smile.
And he starts smiling right away.
I quote that all the time. Just don't smile. Look sad.
Look sad. He's like, oh. Yeah.
And like this on this last watch that I did, this first time I caught it, where Gene Wilder's character is asking, "Where's San Francisco? Near New York."
But yeah,
Yeah.
totally opposite.
Yeah, I heard that, and I told Paul, I was like, oh my god. Because
Yeah.
I don't think he heard it, but I was like, did you hear that? That's hilarious.
Yeah. Freaking near New York. Oh god, yeah. Hilarious. And then it's so funny the first scene where they're trying to get on the boat and get to San Francisco, and then those other guys, the shiesty guys come up and they're all oh, help us and all that. Me and Gabs the whole time are like, these dudes are gonna rob
I
him.
knew it right away. I'm like, they're taking him for a rube. He's fresh off of the boat. They're gonna get him.
This third guy's
and then
on
I
it.
thought I was wrong. I was like, oh, maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I even called the third guy being in on it, and I'm like, no, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Then they're in
no, it was just the long con. They took too long.
Yeah, I was expecting them to turn on him right away, but yeah, it was like I said, the long con, which was an interesting choice to just to do it that way, because I feel like movies today they're just trying to move on to the next scene, that they wouldn't draw out that for like another 10-15 minutes or whatever. But no, I love every choice. Like when I'm watching older movies, I'm like, I love the choices that these older directors are the shots that are just off to the side, that are long, that are like just stuff you don't shots and stuff that you don't see really, techniques that you don't see really used today because of technology. They don't really need to do that kind of artsy fartsy kind of shots or scenes and stuff like that. And yeah,
also too, I would say those things are just kind of like a staple for Western movies. They like showing like the scenery and stuff because that's a big part of like a Western, it's like the wilderness.
yeah. And it's funny, I actually don't think I've really watched any Westerns. Like growing up, my dad was a huge fan of Westerns and stuff like that, but anytime he sat down and watched them, I was like, no, not really. So I think these may have been my like first Western, or okay, Blazing Saddles I watched, but that's more of a comedy than a Western. These are like true Western-ish types movies, so it was very
Go
ahead.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was gonna say, the Frisco Kid is still like a comedy, but yeah, there's definitely the more like dramatic elements to it as opposed to Blazing Saddles, which is like joke after joke after joke.
Right.
But yeah, I also love Frisco Kid because I feel like, at least for me, there's like so much that's quotable there. Like you're talking about the scene where he's getting taken for a ride by these like shiesty guys, and eventually he's thrown out of the wagon, just like stripped down to his long johns, and all of his stuff is scattered on the road. And so you just see him just like kind of like jogging, picking up all of his stuff, and then he finally gets to the truck and just looks up and screams, "This you couldn't throw out first!"
Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting though too, because you talked about like Blazing Saddles was just a comedy. Like this movie really did have like a lot more elements. Like it had the comedy elements, the dramatic parts. So much I was like, I was wondering to myself, it's like, is that something like maybe we've lost? Like I wondered how that was like received back in the time.
Yeah,
I actually went back and looked at like one of the I think it was Ebert's review. It was like he thought it for him, and I disagree with this, but for him, he's like that's a problem because he thought the movie didn't have its identity, which I just kind of enjoyed because there was like a little bit of everything. It wasn't just like a straight action movie. It wasn't just a straight comedy movie. It had dramatic parts in it, and I just thought that was kind of refreshing.
It was a bromance. It was a bro movie.
Exactly.
There was a bit of a bromance movie. No, but like genre blending. I know what you mean. Like they just blended genres really well in this movie. And yeah, like you said, I don't see that at all. They try to segregate the fuck out of movies today so that so that dumb audiences know what they're getting in for.
Right.
God forbid there's a little drama in your comedy or a little comedy in your action.
That's like, even though it's funny, it's not like so ridiculous or so silly that it's like that it can't be taken like seriously too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like the dynamic, having the comedy mixed in with the more dramatic elements with the action, I feel like it kind of just kind of like maybe not emphasize, but still, it just kind of kind of increases like the impact of each element because you have you have your funny parts like thinking he's found like another like tribe of Jews and he comes up across an Amish farm
Yep.
to the part where it's like Avram dealing with the guilt of he shot a man, but Tommy Harrison Ford's character is trying to console him. Is like, listen, if you hadn't shot him, we'd be dead.
Yeah. Although, hold on, real quick. The one scene, where he killed him. You know what that scene reminded me of? You remember in Austin Powers where the guy's on that thing that's rolling really slow and it's about to roll over him, but he's like really far away, so he's got plenty of time to get out the way.
Yeah, steamroller.
Okay, now go back to that scene and instead of hearing Harrison Ford, try to hear Will Ferrell. Come on, do it! Shoot him! He's going after the gun. It's like the scene from it's like from Austin Powers again, where you shot me. I can't believe you shot me. So it was a mix of those two scenes blended together. Like it was so drawn out, and Harrison Ford was like screaming at the top of his lungs, like, "Die! He's going after the gun!" And the guy is just slowly, creepily walking towards the gun. It's like this scene is going on way too long that it's comical, and I don't think it's supposed to be. But I love it.
I think from his perspective, like because he just really doesn't want to shoot the guy, so he's like waiting till the last possible like minute, so that it really is his only option. Like he didn't want to have to do that.
See, and this is why I watch movies with Gabs, because Gabs sees the real version, and I'm the idiot. Like,
Well, I think about it emotionally.
Yeah,
and he just is just seeing it practically.
Yes. So that's why I always got to have a woman around to see the emotion in movies, because I'll just keep laughing at it even when it's serious.
I can definitely see the thinking about that scene a little bit more. It's like, it's definitely like Avram's like hesitation because he doesn't want to he doesn't want to shoot him, he doesn't want to hurt anybody, and I feel like it's also kind of like the hubris of the guy going for the gun, where it's like, he's not going to shoot me. I'll just take my time.
Right, that he's such a nice guy that he wouldn't do it. Like, oh, this guy's not going to shoot me. He wouldn't possibly,
Yeah. Absolutely. What else? What other scene?
Had you been here the other day? We could have had roast chicken.
Dude, Gene Wilder.
That was funny.
Gene Wilder was great all around. And it's funny that he's a Polish Jew because Polacks really don't like Jewish people, but they were there in the 1800s. And my parents will always, like, anytime I wear a hat while eating food at all, they get really racist, man. Jesus.
Oh, really?
They just say, "Hey, what are you, Jewish?" I'm like, "No, I'm just putting my hat on because my hair is all over the place and I don't want it to get in my food." Anyways.
See, like, I have the opposite way of that. Like, if I may,
go ahead.
it's like whenever I help like fold the laundry or something at home, and like I guess I do it like backwards from how my mother usually does it. And it's just like if she notices I fold it backwards, like, what are you, a Polak?
Oh God.
Yeah.
That's fine. Yeah, we do get the ass end of the runt of a lot of jokes. I don't...
Yeah, I'm part Polish too, but I still like tell Paul and his mom that like they're Polacks all the time.
We're very Polish. Like if we told you the things that like my parents specifically, because they came here pretty much fresh off the boat in the 70s.
Okay.
And so I'm first generation born here. So a lot of things are different to them. They grew up in freaking communist Poland times when Russia was around and stuff like that, and that's why they fled. So they see like all the luxuries and just how easy we have it. But like with all that, we learn shit, and like just simple science and stuff like that. My mom just does not want to listen to like reason and logic and be like, hey mom, you can't clone a plant from just taking a leaf off the ground and sticking it in some dirt. She watched some YouTube TikTok video and now suddenly she thinks she's a botanist or something, and it's like,
Right, or like they've made some strides in the science of food storage, you know.
oh my god, yeah, yeah. Anyways, Polacks, they are hilarious.
Great food though.
I've been also tainted because my mom also admitted to me that she wasn't a big fan of cooking, that she only cooked because we needed to live. So I didn't get the best tasting Polish food. I got very greasy, unflavored versions of Polish food. So I've been tainted, and I'm like, just get me any other ethnicity other than Polish food.
No, I can understand that. My grandmother, who was half Mexican, kind of similar attitude towards cooking. Is just like, all right, it's sustenance. There wasn't exactly flavor to it. So like the Spanish rice was always like super dry.
Ugh.
The meats were always super greasy.
Ugh.
So I can understand that.
Exactly. So yeah, Polish food has been kind of tainted for me. I'll occasionally have if somebody that I know that isn't my mom cooked it, I'll try it out.
There's a couple things she makes good, but yeah, for
Overall.
the most part, it's yeah.
What is this, book club or complaining about your mother club, eh?
A little bit of both.
Next week we'll be complaining about family members. No entertainment. No.
I thought it was like next week's gonna be the food week.
Ooh. Oh, that is one of the movie themes I'm thinking of doing. Where in any scene somewhere in the movie, if there's pizza in it, you could choose that movie. And during the episode, right, like during the book club episode, we all have to be eating pizza as we're talking. You don't have to be on camera. Maybe show a picture in the Discord of the pizza you're eating, so to give you a pass. I'll allow that. But I better hear pizza in your mouth when you're fucking talking about a movie. So you better be like, "Oh yeah, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a great movie." So that's it's gonna be
that work.
that'll be an amazing episode. But yeah, that's one theme I'm thinking for a movie episode. And actually, Gabs has decided what the next theme for movie book club not next week, because next week's or next episode will be music, but the episode after that will be movies again, and the theme will be Nicolas Cage. Any Nicolas Cage movie. This is Gabs. Gabs was requesting this. She's a huge...
Yeah, I was joking around, and I was telling him that no matter what the theme is, that I'm gonna pick a Nicolas Cage movie. I'll find a way to make it fit the theme.
Well, you ruined the joke. The joke was gonna be, next time is Nicolas Cage, we choose a Nick Cage movie. Then the next one will be a pizza movie, and you choose a Nick Cage movie. And then the next one will be no theme, and you choose a Nick Cage movie. I was gonna make Gabby choose a Nick Cage movie for like the next 4 or 5 months. Actually, she was gonna do that on herself. I didn't make her do it. That was her idea. But yeah, no. I don't know why her not obsession, but her love for Nick Cage has made me love Nick Cage, and Nick Cage is just hilarious, man.
I love Nicolas Cage movies, and like if it's a bad movie or a good movie, like even bad movies are good when they have Nicolas Cage in them, like because then they're just hilarious. So
true.
Can't go wrong.
Can't go wrong with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, Nicolas Cage is legit.
And sometimes they're actually really fucking good movies, and you're like, damn, this is actually an amazing movie.
Yeah. And wasn't Nick Cage the reason why we have Johnny Depp? Like, didn't he straight up just tell...
basically. He told him, he's like, hey, you should be an actor. Like, you should do this.
Freaking legend.
For Nick Cage week, who's going to be brave enough to bring up Ghost Rider 2?
Oh, there's a 2?
There's a second one. It's not great.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen the second one. I saw the first one. I know that.
The first one was pretty decent, I remember.
I remember liking it at the time, but I also know nothing about Ghost Rider, so I that's from a normie perspective, like on Ghost Rider. I know nothing, so.
I don't know much about Ghost Rider, the actual character. I just like skeletons on motorcycles because my main in Twisted Metal was... Who was that guy? Oh, I'm blanking on the
Oh.
name. But it was the same idea. Skeleton on a freaking motorcycle. It was essentially freaking Ghost Rider, but he was my main in Twisted Metal, so that's why when Ghost Rider the movie came out, I was like, this is pretty cool. But as far as past that, I didn't
Mr.
really.
Grimm.
Mr. Grimm, that's right. Oh, hell yeah! But yeah, I can't wait for Nick Cage movie episode coming next week or next episode. But as far as the Frisco Kid is what we're talking about now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but the movie we're talking about now.
I know we do this. We go off tangents a bit and make our way back to what we're talking about. Yes, the scene where Gene Wilder tells Harrison Ford that he's his only friend, and then they're in their chonies running out of the beach. I thought I was watching Brokeback Mountain, the prequel. There was a little bit of bromance movie, and Harrison Ford never ran so flamboyantly. I don't know if that's his natural run, but watch his run. It's pretty. But
He's almost expecting, like, that scene where they're just like on the shore and the waves are just lapping over them and just getting closer.
But the bromance was real there, and I appreciate a good bromance scene. I refer everything to Sunny in Philadelphia. There's a episode where they do Lethal Weapon 6 or something, and they're trying to sell the idea of the movie to a bank so that they could get a loan, and then there's a very male-driven, sweaty guys, shirtless, and then it cuts to the bank teller pausing the movie going, whoa, what am I watching? And they're like, this is a male-driven bromance scene. You guys are used to this. You're coming... And so I don't know, I kept thinking of Sunny in Philadelphia during that. Yeah, it's... But no, what other great scenes?
Right, because I was like, because like in India, that scene wouldn't be weird. People wouldn't think it's gay because dudes are like, they're cool with like hugging their buddy and stuff.
True, yeah.
In America, we're like, it looks a little gay, guys,
Okay.
frolicking in your underwear at the beach, hugging. Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little upset at the state of America and their
Cultural thing.
What, bromance can't be a thing? Dudes in India could hold hands and it's not considered gay, but I can't go over to Insidious's house and blow him, and people are gonna look at me weird. Like, what the hell?
Listen, it's only gay if you make eye contact.
Exactly. I'll be blindfolded. I won't even know that it's a penis in my mouth.
Again, I was thinking of Sunny.
Sunny?
What if he's pretending that
You're a
it's a
chick.
girl also? How's he supposed to do that with a dick in his mouth, Frank?
That's his problem. But Frisco Kid, great movie, great recommendation. I'm trying to think of
Yeah, because again, that's something that neither of us have ever seen, and something that I probably wouldn't have thought to see. It wasn't at the top of any list I had, but I thoroughly enjoyed the whole thing, and I'm glad that I watched it. Good recommendation.
I'm glad you guys liked it. Like I said, it was a movie that I kind of grew up with, and yeah, it's just one of those, like, this movie I feel like should be on more people's radars because of basically everything that we've been talking about.
Definitely, I agree.
Yeah,
and it's something that I would watch again. Like I liked it, so good movie.
Yeah, and I watched it right after watching The Lighthouse, so it was a good change of pace.
Oh my god. Yeah. I also didn't even I've heard the name The Frisco Kid like a few times, but again, never remember anything past that. I don't remember who was in it, what kind of movie it was, but I remember the name Frisco Kid, probably because one time I used to work at Best Buy in like 2008 around then, and I would learn about all these movies that I was in the movie department and games department, and I'd have to look up every freaking movie, and I remember a good amount of people asking for this movie, because that's how much because the name is burnt into my brain. I remember looking it up a few times, but I don't remember who was in it or anything like that. But again, yeah, it must be a cult classic if I remember people asking in 2008 for this movie over and over. But hell yeah, man. Again, like you said, Gene Wilder, Harrison Ford. What? Nobody, no, there's no movie like that. Yes, there is. It's right here, dinguses. And it's a good one. What were you gonna say?
Yeah, I don't think I had seen it since I was a kid.
Oh yeah, right on. Yeah, I have not seen it ever. So this is yeah, like Gab said, it's not on on my radar at all, and this is another reason why I love doing this book club idea, because I'm just like, hey, give me any movie and I'll watch it. And I'm like kind of forced to because of because then I'm gonna look like an idiot on the show if I don't. So there you go.
Gotta do your homework for your own show, man.
Got to do homework for my own show, but I didn't even do that good of a job because I didn't know that Hitchhiker's Guide, all the movies or all the book stuff. I did know it was a book, but I forgot it was a book, and I didn't know it was a radio show and all that. So I'm terrible when it comes to research. I'm just gonna watch the movie and enjoy it. That's my job here on this show.
That's why you have co-hosts to tell you about this stuff.
That's
and
exactly.
Watch you learning about it.
Right.
I've learned here, and that's where I learn it exactly.
We learn about Burrowmance and Cox and Mouse from you.
Exactly. Can't
And the damn fox.
and the damn fox. Which
Goddamn facts!
it's a great segue. Let's segue it over to that one now. My favorite movie of the bunch is it? No, it didn't load up. Hold on 1 second. I surprisingly love this movie a little too much. But Gabs kept thinking that I only liked it because it was just nothing but semen and fart jokes, which it is kind of, a little bit of that. But
Well, no, that's the way you first described it to me. He's like, "Oh my god, I love this movie. It's hilarious." Like the whole time they're just jerking off all over the place, and fucking what's his name won't stop farting.
that is
Like this is how he described the movie to me. This is how he sold me on one. This is how he was trying to sell me on watching it, and I was like, "That does not sound great to me." But okay, let's give it a shot.
Yeah, no, I talk in what's that, like crude layman's terms, where it's just the most just dumbed down version and slightly incorrect version. That's how I describe things. So yeah, that's exactly. I'm like, fucking Lighthouse is just them going crazy, jerking off, farting all the time. And she's like, that sounds terrible. I'm like, just watch it with me. And yeah, I love this movie. There's some great scenes that are awesome gifs.
Yeah. So I guess why I picked this movie is one, I hadn't watched it. I had started to a few times, but something always like pulled me away.
Mhm.
So it's like, you know what? I never really watch movies. This is a great excuse for me to sit down, watch this, and finally just get it done. And what really drew me to the movie was because one, it's got kind of like the H.P. Lovecraft kind of angle to it.
Yeah.
Eldritch horror, old gods, that kind of thing. So that was really interesting. Also, like stuff like this kind of happened. Like obviously not all of the monster stuff, but like I don't know if anyone's ever heard of like Mr. Ballin and his YouTube channel and podcast.
No.
He does the Strange, Dark, and Mysterious. He's an excellent storyteller. And one of his stories was he was talking about this ice house. I can't remember. It was like, I think it was somewhere near Scotland. But anyways, there was like 3 people there. And what happened was like the 3 guys just completely disappeared off the island. By the time they got there to relieve them, they were gone. All of the stuff was trashed. The logbook had said like there was a storm, but like the people that could see the island where they're at said there was no storm. So a lot of weird stuff. And it's just kind of one of those unsolved mysteries of like what actually happened to them. And I think this particular story was, I don't know if I watched some reviews like based upon like maybe one story where like the guy and the younger guy, like the guy had died. So he buried him, but like the waves kept like moving the body, And so the guy went crazy and like thought that the guy was like blaming him for his own death or something like that.
Oh
So he
shit.
killed himself. So apparently, like Lighthouse is not the best place to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, that kind of stuff is definitely fascinating to me. So I was like, all right, gotta sit down and watch this movie.
Yeah, I thought it was very interesting. And like you were saying, like, yeah, I could see a lot of crazy stuff happening at lighthouses. Not just that, but like when you're in isolation and like close quarters with somebody, and especially like, somebody's like giving you orders all the time and stuff like that. Like, of course, there's going to be friction between two people. And then also you add drinking on top of it, and then also like, was the guy crazy or not? Because that's what we kept like talking about too. Like, who was actually in the wrong? Who was the crazy one in this scenario?
Yeah, and that's a great point because like the friction, it kind of first starts off like the friction you'd have like with your coworker, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then
Yeah.
as it goes along, it moves into more of like a family, like father and son type of friction or something like that, where I thought that was just fascinating to watch because the first I was like, oh, this is like I've recently had to go back into the office and people just drive me nuts because they're leaving filthy stuff everywhere and whatever else. And I was like, oh, it's like that. And then it's like, no, it's like going on. It's like, oh, I could see this totally as like, family. Like, think of like COVID and you kind of stuck in your house for, a long time and just how that, family dynamic would affect you too. So.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
But
Go ahead.
as far as like some of the crazier stuff that happens, as far as like the dreams and like the monsters and some of the further points of insanity, I saw it as like a point of like karmic retribution in a way, because of the being warned, it's like don't kill the seagulls, it's bad luck, it's souls of departed seamen, and then the younger one, he just kind of like hauls off and just like bashes the shit out of the seagull, and that's kind of when it all goes to hell.
That was
For sure. And like even before that though, like you could tell like that like Robert Pattinson's character, like he clearly felt guilty, like he was having all those dreams like about with the logs floating and like the guy floating in the water, so like he was going crazy like pretty early on. Like at the point when they said like, oh, 4 weeks here, I was like, wait, they've only been there 4 weeks and he's already this crazy? And like that's not right.
yeah.
A month and you're going nuts? Like, come on, buddy. Then you're not made for sea life. You can't hack it. Go back to the woods.
That's like that cabin fever.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
And you can only jerk off to the mermaid statue so much.
Oh.
Should have brought a book or something, buddy. Like, I don't know what you thought he was gonna do. And then also too, like I was saying, because it's like it's a bit of like the unreliable narrator, like because you're seeing it kind of mostly from the perspective of Robert Pattinson, and like Willem Dafoe's character says, like obviously, like that he's fooled himself, like that he even thinks like himself, that he's like the victim in all these things, Willem Dafoe's character had a lot of really great monologues. He said a lot of amazing stuff.
yeah.
My favorite monologue real quick is when he's like, I hate your fucking lobster food, and then he goes curses him with this big monologue, and then on second watch I realized, I'm like, oh, is that curse is actually how the movie ends, right? No. Did he actually curse him to the fucking and then right after his big monologue rant of cursing him for not liking his food, he's like, all right, have it your way, I like your cooking. I fucking couldn't stop laughing at that. I was literally, because I had the movie on in the background as I was kind of like falling asleep, and I was running it in the Discord, and I heard that scene, and I hear him like epically rant, and then there's a silence, and I'm like not even watching the TV, I'm like falling asleep, and then I hear Robert Pattinson's like, all right, fine, I like your cooking. Have it your way. And I audibly cackled out loud. I didn't even see it. I was just, oh my god. So yeah, I actually watched this movie like half half watching it the first time around, and then I'm like, okay, I'm interested because I caught little bits here and there. I'm like, all right, now we got to do the full watch through, and full paying attention and getting everything absorbed. And yeah, like Gabs was saying, this guy going crazy early on. Me on that first half watch through that I did, I was assuming that Willem Dafoe was the crazy one the whole time. And then on second watch, I'm like, oh, he's just a compulsive liar.
Yeah, well, I had kind of a crazy theory pop up because, like, I like to try to figure out what's going on before the movie tells you what's going on.
Yes.
And I had this crazy theory. I was like, I started to think it's like maybe they're the same person. It's just like he's just hallucinating with his like former self.
Yeah.
And especially when they had like came out, it was the same name. Like, no, I'm really also Thomas or whatever his name was. Like,
They're both,
I might
both
be right.
Tommy, yeah.
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 Yeah, but
Interesting.
I-
Interesting thought.
I too thought that this was going to go the way of Fight Club. I was like, is he just hallucinating him? I'm not sure. And then I thought that this may be like a supernatural purgatory type thing, and Willem Dafoe is like the god of freaking like god Poseidon or some shit like that, and this is like purgatory for fucking Robert Pattinson.
Yeah, it was kind of getting like old school Greek, Greek
Right.
story vibes.
Yeah.
Especially like at the end when he's being eaten by the gulls. I can't remember what Greek god or demigod it was, but I remember there being some guy that's like perpetually being eaten by the birds,
yeah.
on some rocks. So
That was in a game.
reminded me of that.
That was in God of
Yeah,
War.
and
I
yeah,
remember.
and before that shot, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, so like before that shot, like I thought it was gonna go in the way of like, so Robert Pattinson killed Willem Dafoe, and then like, you kind of see the transition. Then all of a sudden, like Robert Pattinson's character becomes Willem Dafoe's character, and the cycle kind of starts again. But that kind of got stamped out with, oh yeah, he's being eaten alive by seagulls.
Right,
Yeah.
right. And
Yeah, and then also too, like, so what? So like, is there something up with the light, or are they just fucked up because they're drinking lamp fuel? Like,
yeah.
Yes.
yeah, was it
straight
turpentine and
boat
honey or
fuel.
something?
Turpentine and honey, some sort of oil.
Turpentine, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought it was whatever they were burning in the lamp, but
Hilarious. Yeah, they just ran out of provisions and stuff and started drinking fucking boat fuel, which again is a Sunny reference. And actually, this whole movie is a reference, or not a reference, but I could reference a Sunny episode where Mac and Dennis move to the suburbs, and Mac becomes the housewife. He has to cook and clean and make the food. He makes the same mac and cheese every freaking night. That he starts complaining about his food. I'm like, oh my god, there's some similarities between that suburb episode of Sunny and this fucking this movie. And
yeah. So
Oh.
the episode came on earlier, and what was the line? I told you to try to remember it, but because there was even like some line that he said where he's like talking about, he's like the cooking, the cleaning, and he's like like complaining about all the tasks and chores that he has to do, and I was like, it is the lighthouse.
yeah, it's so funny. Yeah, I could reference almost anything to an episode or something from It's Sunny in Philadelphia. So I should make Sunny in Philadelphia like the first TV show that I make everybody watch. But no, yeah, this was great all around, and Willem Dafoe's last monologue as he's being like buried alive was
Right, choking on dirt.
Yes, I had to give Willem Dafoe big props for walking on his hands and knees for for that long shot right before being tossed into the freaking hole, and then giving an epic monologue as dirt's being thrown in his face. You could see
Right, definitely deserved an award for that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe freaking, you could tell he's trying to not get the dirt in his eyes. He's moving the dirt around in his mouth so that he could talk clearly. I'm like, wow, what a
Yeah, he's having to chew it to like moisten the mud so that he can continue to talk, and it's just
yeah. And I'm like, that is gotta be hard, and big props to even to do that. Like most actors are freaking prima donnas and they're like, no, I don't want anything thrown on me. I don't know, but that was an actor's fucking epic, like an epic actor's epic monologue And like the first like couple lines he says as the dirt's being thrown on him is like, "Oh, how man creates such fantasies in their head," or something like that. Where I'm like, "Oh, so there is nothing up in the lighthouse. He just wants to assert some sort of restrictions on going up there. That's his little ritualistic area. So
It's his Coomer corner.
it's his Coomer corner, and he don't want anyone up there. And even he said his last apprentice went crazy trying to see what the fuck was up there, and it's like, it's nothing. I just want my private area, you know. Well, at least that's what that was my how I perceived it, because it seemed
Right,
like
and that. Go ahead.
when Robert Pattinson finally goes up to the lighthouse and looks at the light, he just starts fucking screaming at the top of his lung. It's like, yeah, what'd you expect? There's nothing there, man. And maybe he's like screaming because he's like, I thought something was gonna be here. I thought something was gonna, some religious experience would help forgive me for my sins, but no, not really. And then he just breaks his fucking legs, and next thing you know, he's being eaten by birds.
Yep. What you get for going up there, I guess. One thing I do want to say, from I guess the more technical standpoint, is I appreciate the choices that were made to not only shoot it in black and white, but also in 4:3.
Exactly.
For our movie that came out in 2019.
Yep. It was not widescreen. That was hilarious. And
Yeah, the whole thing was just very artistic, like in general. Like it was just, you know, like how Paul like kept saying about like how the old movies were shot, or like the, you know, the choice of the shots and stuff like that. And I think everything in this movie was like very deliberate.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they had like, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like in the beginning when he's walking up and he's walking up towards the lighthouse, and it's almost as if you could see like dead bodies hanging from the chain up until he gets to the light, which those little shadowed bodies disappear and everything becomes normal again.
Ooh, I did not notice that. I'll have to have to check that out again.
Yeah, I have to look for that.
So a lot of like kind of just fine touches like that.
That
could be me too. Maybe I'm just imagining that. But
ooh,
no,
a little
definitely. It was just like that building that kind of horror where it's not just like, you know, blood and gore or like Mrs. Gooseberry, as Paul and I well know.
Yep.
But you know, actually like building tension, setting the mood,
suspense.
You know, causing those things where like you're questioning what you're seeing. That was just excellent work.
Right, a very psychological like thriller, you know, because again, like back to like the whole like, is he just crazy? Is there something supernatural happening here? Like, is he just, you know, like racked with guilt and drunk and a terrible worker and, you know, like all this stuff, like, and was there a head in the lobster trap? You know, like all, because everything like kind of from his perspective is kind of unreliable. Like you don't know if what you're seeing is actually the reality or if this is how he is perceiving what's happening, you know?
Right.
I do think
like with the scene with the axe, right? Because you don't know, like who was chasing who with the axe.
Yeah,
right.
They're both kind of liars.
Or is he just gaslighting him and he's just that good at lying? Like Willem Dafoe, like the way he would like make shit up and like make up his like tall tales and stories, like we all know somebody in our life like that, you know, like my dad's kind of like that. Like we all know like an old guy that just like tells stories, and maybe some of it is a little bit true, but like a lot of it is bullshit, you know?
Yep.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. I really enjoyed like you said, like you're not sure if he's gaslighting or if he's crazy. I do think though that he did see the head in the crab cage just because it was a one-eyed guy, and then earlier he saw a seagull with one eye. Saying
but he was also told the story by Willem Dafoe about his, you know, his whatever, his first, that the first guy that he had one eye. Like a lot of like his hallucinations are kind of based off of stuff that Willem Dafoe already said.
Was
like
just telling
if you
him,
notice,
him.
Willem Dafoe will say something, and then later he'll hallucinate something that kind of has to do with it. You know, like you said, even down to the curse and how the movie ends. Like Willem Dafoe says that, and then it happens, you know? So is it actually, like, happening, or is his mind concocting this based off of the poetic shit that Willem Dafoe is saying, you know?
Yeah. Still, like, even after the movie, you're like, okay, it's either Robert Pattinson is full on crazy, or he's just crazy, and Willem Dafoe is just a liar, compulsive liar. And yeah, at the end, you're like, I'm not even sure, because, like you said, Robert Pattinson could have just been going full crazy. He could have been not thinking that he was getting chased by Willem Dafoe with an axe, but he could have been hallucinating that. Like you said, yeah, the unreliable narrator. That's a perfect.
Yeah, it's not really definitive. Like, you don't really know what is actually happening, you know?
Like, you know, I did feel up that mermaid, I swear.
That mermaid's vagina was prime. Ugh. That quick shot of a mermaid vagina, I was like, okay.
You know what? To be fair, yeah, because it was funny. Like, I know that you mentioned before I saw it that there was a mermaid, you know, a vag. But once I actually did see it, you know, I was like, you know what? Anatomically, like, if you were to cross a fish and a woman, that is kind of what it would look like. I mean, I don't know if you know what fish reproductive areas will look like, but I was like, you know what? Yeah, if I was gonna merge the two, that makes sense. So you know,
factually accurate.
it seemed fairly you know, realistic, or you know, what I would think it would look like, I guess.
We got fish female representation in this movie, ladies and gentlemen. And we also learned that Gabby knows exactly what fish parts look like.
Well, I mean, I had aquariums as a kid, and, like, you know, you have to, like, tell, like, sometimes you have to be able to tell, like, if a fish is a male or a female. And,
right on. I'm just busting your chops there, busting your chops. But any other last thoughts on this movie before we move on?
Oh, I guess I should say this is also a kind of trilogy.
Is it?
That director did two other movies. The one I had seen before, which is The Northman, which is a great movie. Can't recommend that enough. And then one that I have not seen.
He did The Northman? Oh.
Yeah, he did The Northman. And the other one is The Witch.
The Witch, okay. Is The Northman the third in the trilogy? Because that was the latest to come out, or?
Yes.
Okay.
So it's the trilogy: The Witch, The Lighthouse, and The Northman.
Oh my God! Well, more trilogies to watch.
Got so much to watch later.
I know. This isn't even for book club. This has just now piqued my interest. That's actually
so, because I have seen The Northman. So, like, as far as, like, being a trilogy, like, are you saying, like, it just, like, happens in the same universe, like, type deal, or
just
these are three... I don't know that there's any, like, direct connection between them. It's just the
three
the
movies.
Same director, and you've got some of the same themes, because the guy is really big into, like, lore and did a lot of research
for sure.
Like, in The Northman, I won't spoil anything, but, like, there are some scenes where they're, like, kind of reenacting, like, you know, how they would interact with their gods or whatever.
Yeah, so it was all very like, that's why I liked it a lot, because I'm very interested in, like, Viking and Norse, like, mythology and history and stuff, and it was very, like, accurate, you know, to, like, how they would be, you know.
Right on.
Yep.
Good stuff. Well, yeah, now I definitely
I've been trying to get Paul to watch that movie since it came out, so.
Well, now that I know that...
Well, just do it.
I will do it. Now that I know that...
Stop watching the same old stuff and watch something new.
I have tons of movies. It's funny because I have the problem... I have the same problem that, like, most people do with, like, having Netflix and stuff. It's like, I got all these movies. I'm like, I don't even know where to begin or where to start. So... That's and then I just end up with old reliable. Like, I don't know what to watch. Let's just watch Sunny again.
Right, which, like, I get that too. Like, there is, like, stuff that sorry, planes.
Oh,
I don't know if you could hear that.
It's the whatchamacallit's cutting it out pretty well.
Okay, for sure. I wasn't sure. It seemed pretty loud. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, but, like, you know, there's stuff that I rewatch all the time. Like, if I just want something in the background or something to fall asleep to, but I love watching new stuff. So like I love watching movies. I love seeing new movies, and yeah, I'm always trying to like get Paul to watch stuff.
Which is why I'm now forcing her to, sit and watch all these movies with me, and then I tell her, hey, someone might not show up on the show, so you fill in.
Yeah, I wasn't supposed to be here, so sorry if I'm talking too much. I'll shut up.
No. Perfect.
That's great.
I
Oh yeah, that's great.
yeah, no.
But I enjoyed the movies, and I had some stuff to say, especially about the lighthouse. I thought it was very good.
Yeah. As we were watching it, I was saying how, I'm like, Robert Pattinson's not crazy. He's Willem Dafoe's the crazy kook old man. She's like, maybe Robert Pattinson is just incompetent worker, and that's why the first guy that he let die, in the logging field where he was working before, maybe that guy was right, and he was a lazy dog, and
Maybe he is just a dog.
maybe he is just a dang dog and is incompetent, and then and I'm like,
I mean, look at the cistern. That thing was dirty as fuck. He clearly was not keeping the water clean,
Yeah.
So
I love the scene where it shows him busting his ass, and then Willem Dafoe comes out of nowhere and is like, "You've been neglecting your duties. Don't lie, son." And then he shows him the spot on the floor. He's like, "The Queen of England could have hired someone herself to clean that spot better," or something.
Was that the spot on the floor that it was Robert Pattinson's spot?
What, making cumin all over the place?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I thought for a second I thought it was Willem Dafoe cumin. Somebody cumined in that spot and somebody didn't clean it up, so that's all I got from that scene.
Yeah, there was cumin all over the place.
yeah, I was gonna say they're both just cumin all over that damn lighthouse.
This movie is full of semen.
Pretty sure Willem Dafoe was fucking the hole in the bed at one point too.
Yeah.
Like the hole in the mattress. I was like, okay, that's
Yep.
happening.
Yeah, that's when oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say, and the reason why their scene where they're like dancing together and eventually slow dancing may not have been considered gay is because alcohol/boat fuel was involved.
Yeah. And then
Right.
they were
But
almost
also too, like they haven't been around any people in so long, so just like human touch, like it
Same.
almost did get a little broke back. They almost kissed.
they
But
leaned in. They leaned in. I
Got a
saw.
little prison gay.
but then the machoism took over and they're like, no, we gotta fight.
Then they fought it out. There you go.
I'm not gay, I'll kick your ass, buddy.
Yep. There's a lot of that. So that's the theme here. Is a little bit of homoerotic bromance going on in all these movies.
Oh my god, you're right.
Right?
Yeah, that was kind of the theme.
Oh, beautiful. Well,
Bros before hoes, that's the theme.
that is the theme. I should write that in the title of this. Bros before hoes movies. Freaking hilarious. Any other last thoughts on The Lighthouse? Freaking great movie. Everybody should watch it. And yeah, now I'm gonna go watch the director's other movies.
Oh yeah, and like Insidious said, like The Lighthouse was a movie that like I had put on a couple of times and just wasn't paying attention. Like something would pull me away from it, or I was like playing a game and wasn't paying attention. And it's really a movie that you have to pay attention to when you're watching it. So I'm glad that I gave it another shot and actually paid attention.
Yeah, because she
Yeah,
actually
definitely.
confused this for another movie with The Lighthouse. BRS.
Oh yeah, that is true. I kept telling Paul because like he was watching it and he was like telling me some stuff, and I'm like, I think maybe I did watch this whole movie. I was like, is there like a sea creature? And he's like, yeah, kind of, but like, and basically. When it got down to it, or after I actually watched the movie, I was like, I was confusing this with another movie that has to do with the lighthouse. But there's a movie called
that was
Cold
hilarious.
Skin,
Sorry, I was
and
stopping
Cold
cats.
Skin is another one where it's two guys that are locked in a lighthouse, basically, but it's a little more sci-fi. There actually are like fish creatures that are like coming out of the ocean at night and attacking the lighthouse.
Did we figure out the name of that movie?
Yeah, it was Cold Skin.
Cold Skin, yeah.
I think I've seen that.
Yeah,
So I recommend that. It was pretty good.
she's saying
If you like lighthouses.
you might like that. It's funny because I was like, "What's that movie where?" I'm like, "Did you like? Is this a 28 days later and a 28 days situation where someone was expecting Sandra Bullock to show up, but then zombies show up?" Because there's a movie with Sandra Bullock called 28 Days. Then there's a zombie movie called 28 Days Later. And then, fuck, I can't remember. There was a movie where someone was on a date with someone. It was like, there's no way you were watching the zombie movie expecting Sandra Bullock to show up. I can't fucking remember what that was. But basically, that's what happened with Gabs. She's like,
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like something from How I Met Your Mother or something. I don't know.
Yeah, some sort of romance comedy, Adam Sandler thing, or Ryan Reynolds, or some shit like that.
Maybe some Kevin Smith shit. Sounds like something he would write.
Maybe. But yeah, no, I'm like, I can't believe that happened with you thinking that this was the other movie. But that's pretty
Hey,
fun.
I mean, to be fair, the two guys locked in a lighthouse. One of them fucks a mermaid. Like, both things happen. That's the premise of both movies, okay?
I'm sure there's...
See him over there? Homeboy fucked a mermaid once.
See? Homeboy fucked a mermaid. Hilarious. Well, if that movie didn't get you into tentacle porn, then this next one will. No, it won't. That's a terrible segue. I don't have more tentacle porn to show. Let's see.
Ooh. Wow, wow, wow.
Okay. That is... Oh, dang, we're down to the... I was hoping to drag this out because this was Ahmenra's choice, and I was hoping that he would show up. But Ahmenra's celebrating his birthday and a couple...
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Heck yeah.
Moo.
Moo birthday to Ahmenra. He's celebrating not just his birthday, but like an aunt's birthday and some other family members. So they're just having one big party right now. And I told him, buddy, if you can't make it, it's no problem. I'll have him on another episode. He is always welcome to hang out. And heck yeah. But he chose the good, the bad, and the ugly. The most like iconic Western ever like to exist. Where is it? Where are you? There you are. Yeah. I've never seen this movie. I know it's kind of blasphemous because this is freaking a classic. But yeah, I'd be interested to. I'll have to talk with Ahmenra and ask him why he chose this movie. But he told me, I remember at one point he was like, I can recite this whole movie. Like he knows this movie like
Wow.
the back of his hand. So he must have watched this quite a lot as a kid. And yeah, man, it's just one of those classic movies that I haven't came across yet. Again, I'm not huge into Westerns, but I, just like all the other movies on today's list, thoroughly enjoyed it. Very, very, just like I was saying, just a story ass movie where fucking here's a character, here's what he is, next character, let's see where they go, and what happens. And yeah, I loved, and like Gab said, this movie had to be 3 hours long because, just. I liked, like I was mentioning, the drawn long shots and stuff like that. Like that was like a big thing back in the day, and I miss that. I like every old technique that they used down to dubbing. Like the whole, there was no actual voices, happening. I'm pretty sure everything was dubbed later in a studio, just because of the times.
Yeah, you're not going to be able to really capture sound out in the desert like that.
But
yeah, especially with Clint Eastwood being Clint Eastwood, you're not going to capture that very well out in the wild.
Yeah, very, very cool movie. I had no idea what this movie was about. I just knew Western, Clint Eastwood, yada yada. I thought this was the movie where Do You Feel Lucky Punk, but then I'm realizing no, that was another.
Dirty Harry.
Dirty Harry.
Yeah.
The whole time I'm like, where's those iconic lines from this movie? And then I'm like, oh, that's the wrong Clint Eastwood Western. Duh. But
If you want to feel better, it wasn't until I also watched this for the first time, mostly this morning.
okay.
Finally put together. It's like, oh, that's why it's called the Ecstasy of Gold.
Why was it?
The score.
Oh, the score?
Yeah,
The iconic.
no, it's the
Okay.
It's the one that plays before every Metallica show.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, it's like, oh, that's why they call it the Ecstasy of Gold, because spoiler for like going on 50-year-old movie, they get to the cemetery where the money's supposed to be buried, and so Tuco's like running around like a dog trying to find the gravestone.
Great scene. Hell yeah.
And like, yeah, it's like definitely needed to be 3 hours, because there were some scenes that definitely just like needed to cook.
Oh yeah.
And if you had rushed it, I feel like it wouldn't have had the necessary tension for the payoff, which again, around that scene where they have their like final standoff.
Oh yeah.
And like, had that been rushed, it would have been like, it wouldn't have had the same impact as had it not been like it originally was.
Exactly, like the suspense and tension is like a big part of like those old Western movies and stuff, and like all the silence and stuff. It's like it's all intentional, to like build that for, like you said, for the end, for the final culmination, the big battle.
I love. There's this. I'm not too familiar with the other actors. Lee Van Cleef. There's a song by Primus called
the Primus.
Oh yeah,
called Lee Van Cleef.
Good song.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to Lee Van Cleef?
Whatever happened to Lee? And I just kept singing that every time he came on screen, so it was just a dumb little thing. But I did do a quick little Wikipedia search because of the lyric in that song that says "Whatever happened to Lee," and I'm like, did he die in a crazy way, or was there a scandal or something? I was like, nah, he did films till he died of I think a heart attack, and secondary was some pancreatic cancer, I believe, but nothing crazy, no scandals or anything like that. But as I was looking at the wiki, he was like dubbed like the king of bad guys back in the day, just because he just had that face. He just looked like a villain. And he must have.
You get typecast sometimes. You play a bad guy too good, and that's all they hire you for.
Right on.
Yeah.
Or you could be like that one guy and be like, "Oh, I refuse to do romance or sex scenes," so he always gets cast as the bad guy.
Right.
Because he's like, "I love my wife, and I won't do romance or sex scenes." So they make him the bad guy all the time.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm talking about?
We call Blue Eyes.
Blue Eyes, yeah. I always forget his name.
Angel Eyes.
No, but no. There's a current current actor. He was actually called Blue Eyes in one of the.
Okay.
Dang it! Now it's just showing me.
He was in the Tin Man.
The Tin Man.
If you're trying to find out the guy's name, he was in the Tin Man.
The Tin Man.
Sorry, I'm just thinking of Primus now.
Yeah. Was it the TV miniseries or a movie?
Yeah.
Miniseries. Okay.
He was the Tin Man.
Oh, it was about and Zooey Deschanel's in this as well. Hilarious. Speaking of, and what is this guy's name?
Is it just me, or at some point in Zooey Deschanel's contract did she have to like have a shower scene in every movie?
And what's funny, in back to Hitchhiker's Guide, that shower scene, fucking the eye level in which Martin Freeman could totally see her titties.
Right, it's like the problem. Like if you're acting like you're trying not to look, but you got closer than necessary, and also even with your eyes downcast, your peripheral vision, you should be able to see everything. Like
that was hilarious.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew exactly what he was doing. The actor we're thinking of is Neil McDonough.
Yes, that is it.
Okay.
Neil McDonough. If you see him, you'd probably recognize
actor.
him. But he actually, yeah, he does not want. He's always casted as the bad guy because he loves his wife so much that he doesn't want to do any romance scenes or any kissing scenes in anything. So he's okay with typecasted as the bad guy because he does not want to do any scenes like that.
He was the bad guy in Green Arrow, if anybody watched that show.
Oh yeah,
He's
yeah.
like the bad guy for like the longest time, the blonde guy with the really blue eyes.
Okay. Yes.
What
yes,
was-
I know who you're talking about now.
Great
Oh.
actor. Everything he's in is good. He's
Great fucking guy.
always amazing. Yeah.
But yeah, just a funny little tidbit about why he's always the bad guy. It's mainly because he doesn't want to do like main roles with the love interest, and because he loves
Yeah,
his
he
wife.
did some interview, and that's what he was saying. Is that that's why he got typecast as the bad guy, because he doesn't want to do certain stuff.
And respect,
If you don't play ball, then you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
But he
yeah.
makes a great bad guy, so it's kind of good for us. So
Yeah. We'll never get enough. If we see him play a bad guy in anything, we're like, oh, this is gonna be a great movie. So that's good typecasting, BD Jake in chat saying, man, the Dollars trilogy is tits. Heck yeah. Well, now I gotta watch the other two.
Right.
Yeah, because I mean, the way the movie was made, like, not just like the plot, but like how they integrated like the music and everything. I think Paul has made a big point before about like the shots and setting those up. There's so much of that stuff was just extremely well done and interesting. And even the stuff like in the beginning of the movie, like right where it's kind of quiet, and it's just setting a tone.
Yeah.
Like, and it took the time to set that tone. It was like walking up to that guy eating food. That's really all you could hear.
Yeah.
Just like amazing stuff.
Yep. Just cricket noises, just footsteps. Just very minimal sound going on, and just setting up the suspense.
right, a jingle of spurs, the crunch of dirt,
Yeah.
the sounds of the desert and being a cowboy.
I'll tell you what, this movie and Frisco Kid makes me want to play Red Dead 2 so bad. I want to play Red Dead Redemption 2 so bad now. I just want to be a cowboy. I feel like
Do we?
Go ahead.
I was just making a joke. It's like you're gonna be like hunting down like livestock, just going, "Come back! I just want to make you kosher."
Yes, I will play the Polish
Role
rabbi.
play.
That will be the role play I will play. I was gonna say, I think I have a feeling that Arthur Morgan's character is pretty Clint Eastwoody in Red Dead 2. Just that badass kind of type cowboy. I don't know if it's probably just generic badass cowboy.
I mean, I think like the impact that these movies had, right? Like it really kind of created like the spaghetti western. Like you can definitely see that, and they definitely paid homage to that in the Red Dead games.
Hell yeah. Yeah,
For sure. It definitely created like an archetype character for cowboy, especially like the good cowboy or the moral cowboy, or the morally ambiguous, sometimes good cowboy.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, man, I love the Eli Wallach's the ugly character Tuco.
Oh yeah.
He was fun. He was a great character. Like, the whole time I'm like, I can't tell like who's quite the bad guy here, and then you're like, oh, okay. You start kind of like the good is the good, the ugly is somewhere in the middle there, and the bad is clearly just an asshole.
Well, I mean, the dude's own brother didn't want to see him, so
Exactly.
something.
So yeah, he's like he's bad, but he's kind of got a conscience.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
And then the way like he makes up makes it up like after like saying like, oh, like my brother loves me and he wanted us to stay, and
Yeah.
not knowing that Clint Eastwood heard the truth and is like, yeah, nobody fucking likes this guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, one of the scenes I do like is again I can't keep character names straight, but basically like the bat, Clint Eastwood and freaking the other guy.
Hey, Ahmenra's here just in time.
Hey,
No.
Welcome
Boo.
and happy belated
Boo.
birthday.
happy birthday and welcome. You're still muted. I don't know if you're trying to be muted, but just letting you know. Yeah, we're on Ahmenra's movie right now. Oh, see him unmuted. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if he's having mic issues.
No, I'm still here.
Oh, okay, sorry. Sorry, there you go. How you doing, bud? Happy birthday. All right. What were we just saying about this? I forgot.
Oh, I was talking about the scene where Clint Eastwood and the bad guy, he's trying to like squeeze information out of where the money's buried.
Oh yeah.
And just like the whole thing of like, I'm not going to beat you to a pulp because I know you wouldn't talk.
Yeah.
After like beating the shit out of Tuco.
Yeah.
Make him talk.
Right.
He's like,
Yeah, he's like, I'm not gonna get the same treatment. It's like, well, you're smart enough to know that, whether you tell me or not, that the way this ends. So
yeah.
Yeah, the movie really did a good job with like kind of the background plots. Like in the prisoners camp, you could tell like you had the one officer trying to make sure that the prisoners got treated with respect.
Yeah.
But obviously there was some abuse going on, and then the brother, the battle over the bridge, and is kind of telling the story of like the war is kind of pointless, where there's just like basically bureaucrats deciding that bridge is important, and they were constantly just fighting over it back and forth.
Yeah.
You had that guy like struggling with what is he going to do about it, and finally blow it up in the end.
right,
get
just
this
stuck there,
final
can't
wish.
leave.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, I loved like the background, like the background story, like the Civil War and all that is going on and stuff like that. And it's like it's almost like in Skyrim where you're doing your thing, but in the background there's this like war going on. And I don't know, that felt really authentic, I guess. I don't know, just it felt like real, felt like the world was this lived in place. It felt like, I mean, it was based off of
Well,
true,
yeah,
true
it's like,
events.
'cause it happened, yeah.
But
Yeah.
just I know that, but still, like, you don't really see much of that. I don't know, like again, like the way that
Yeah.
they tell.
Well, I was gonna say, sorry, it kind of reminded me of what's that old classic war movie with Charlie Sheen's dad?
Apocalypse Now.
Apocalypse Now. Yeah, because the same thing in that movie, like there's this whole thing about a bridge where like they have to protect this bridge. The bridge is like getting blown up like all the time. Like they're constantly blowing up this bridge, but they just keep rebuilding it, and like these people have to like stay there and protect this bridge. But like just that kind of stuff happens in war all the time. Like it seems pointless, but it's like a strategic like thing,
But at what cost?
Exactly, but the cost of human lives, but to the people in power, like human life is expendable.
Yeah. It's funny.
They don't know you.
During that scene where they went to the brothers, and they're healing everyone, and guys with one arm missing, legs missing, and all that. Me and Insidious were in the Discord when we were watching it, and we're throwing like gifs in the chat and stuff like that. And I was hoping to find Mega Man go, "What are we fighting for?" But I couldn't find it. But no, that's kind of that theme, going on in the background. Like there's this war going on. Really, what's the point? I mean, all these lives are being lost. But like like Gab said, the higher ups, this is strategy, this is war, this is and all that. And yeah, you get that little background story, amidst this fun little cowboy story of these guys just trying to make a living.
Trying to get that gold, trying to find that treasure. It's all about the gold.
Yeah, and I loved like right in the beginning where they were introducing Clint Eastwood and Eli and Tuco, and it's like, oh wait, like are they? And then you find out that they're working this together and running this scam together. I'm like, oh shit, that's, I don't know. To me, that was hilarious, and then, yeah, just how everything develops.
Yeah, and I love how it kind of bookends like right at the very end, where again they're basically going through that whole shtick one last time,
Yeah.
and then yeah, like, and I thought like, then again it was like my first time watching it, so I thought, you know, before it all actually happened, like Clint Eastwood's character was gonna like shoot the grave marker and just let him hang, but now it's just the, you know, shot the rope one more time, just let him keep the money.
Yeah. Yep, he just wanted to get a good distance between him, and like, all right, I'm gonna kill you, and you're gonna have some of this money, but I'm taking most of it, and I'm fucking off. Leave me alone.
Right.
And yeah, no, great ending, and then fucking just Tuco screaming at him. You know what you are? You're the son of 1,000 fathers, a bastard, just like all of them. Love it. I love it. I love the dialogue. It was such a good movie, man. Great choice, Ahmenra, as I was telling. I wanted to ask, what made you choose this movie?
Oh, my dad watched it over and over, and I just like Clint Eastwood and faces of the movie.
Right on. Yeah.
My favorite character was Clint Eastwood, and whoever played the Mexican dude.
Tuco?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Eli Wallish, I think it's his name here on the poster here. Yeah, Tuco is great. I actually think I would call him the main character of this movie, just because Clint was just like the side kind of badass dude, and Lee Van Cleef, the ugly or the bad, was not doing his, he's just the typical bad guy. But to me, it felt like it was more of a Tuco story.
Well, he's like the comedic relief, and he's the one that talks the most. Like everyone else is like kind of more of the strong, silent type.
True.
Where like he's like constantly like he's the guy that like, I mean, yeah, he's a good shot, but also like his thing is his words. Like
Right.
he's always trying to talk his way out of a situation.
Yeah, it's kind of like how I would consider Jay and Silent Bob the leader, just because he talks the most. But yeah,
right.
So whoever talks the most, I consider to be like, all right, you're the guy. You're the main character or something. But yeah, no. It's funny. Clint Eastwood, even on this poster, his name is first, probably because he was like the most famous or whatever.
Yeah,
pushing it.
It's whoever they had to pay the most.
Right, and I'm like, yeah, I felt like this movie was like the least about him, but I'm maybe the other dollar movies are more about Clint Eastwood's character, or I don't know, but
yeah, I like Fistful of Dollars. Oh, there's I can't remember them all, but they're mainly Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. Someone in chat said A Fistful of Dollars and A Few Dollars More.
Yeah, that's the other one.
Yeah. So I would.
I still remember the scene where he took a plate off a stove and used it as a vest for a gunfight.
Oh yeah. Oh, that movie. Yeah.
Like a
okay.
cast iron.
Yeah, I remember that
Yeah.
scene. Okay. That's what they. That's where I'm remembering that from Back to the Future, and that's because because he watched Clint Eastwood.
Right, referencing that, yeah.
Okay. Oh man, now I really got to watch this whole trilogy.
Right, I would say to get like the cultural references that you don't get
From just the one, yeah. And because everybody only talks about the good, the bad, the ugly. No one really mentions, Fistful of Dollars or A Few Dollars More. Oh, here's my theory. My theory that this movie really, really, like, shot into the stratosphere all because of 4 notes. Ooh, wee, wee,
the score.
I think that little jingle may have pushed that movie into the stratosphere, because I feel like if that jingle was any different, if it wasn't as iconic as it is, I don't know if it would have that legendary status, because again, there's 2 other movies to reference to, unless this movie truly has such a great story that it overshadows the other 2. But I think it's because of that little freaking I mean, that little jingle isn't in the other 2 movies by chance. Does anyone know? I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't remember.
I'd be
It's been a
interested.
long
I
time
know.
since I saw all three of them.
Yeah, but I almost would bet because it's such an iconic jingle that, like, to this day, people use that for stare downs and what have yous and all that stuff. I wonder if that little jingle was just so good and iconic that people they knew right away when they heard that, and they kept playing it over and over in the movie, so it burns into your brain. That a good little, like, not like it. I don't want to call it a jingle, but that's the best I could cut because it's not a full song. It's not, it's just a couple notes really, but a
It's
good,
almost like a sting.
yeah,
And I won't lie, it's been running through my head all day.
exactly. I bet you're gonna do something epic later, like you're gonna stare down at a cat and just be,
Right?
the dumbest things you could just, but yeah, that little freaking little clip, that little audio clip is just so iconic.
And one of the songs made into Samurai Jack that I can't remember the song.
From this, they made it into Samurai Jack.
Yeah, it's
Is
like
it
Right?
I've been muted this whole time, son of a bitch. The stream is back and I was muted. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. So sorry. I was muted for 5 seconds there as I was telling y'all that we're back. Sorry about that, stupid internet issues, but hopefully y'all can make your way back. There was a few people it may have kicked out, but we'll continue. Alrighty. Last thing I remember, we were talking about how one of the songs from Clint, from Good, Bad, and the Ugly made it to Samurai Jack. That was the last thing I heard before we dropped out.
Yeah, and I think if I remember correctly, it was "Ecstasy of Gold" was the song in question.
Oh, okay, right on. Heck yeah, I didn't watch much Samurai Jack. I gotta watch that.
Every now and then, when I get like an itch to watch Samurai Jack, I always seem to go back to the first Scotsman episode.
Okay, dang it.
Oh, you know what? If Imp wants his lightning strike to be a meme, he should have plays a little video of him getting struck by lightning as your technical difficulties.
Yeah, it's when I intro him on Saturday, I'm gonna mention like how we learned to eat lightning and craft thunder.
Oh
yeah,
shit.
he
But
posted
thankfully, he's okay.
he posted an
Sorry.
update video on his equipment and it all worked.
That's crazy.
That's good.
Didn't like one of his controllers fry though, or everything's fine?
Nah, the controller just shocked him to death.
Well, not to death, but almost.
Yeah.
Luckily not, yeah.
That's crazy. And it's funny because that was the day we were playing Grounded, I think, and we're like, oh, there's a tornado by Insidious. Hope you're okay. And then 2 seconds later, we're like, oh, Imp ended the stream because he freaking got shocked by
Yeah.
lightning.
Oh yeah.
Poor old Imp.
Yeah, we're like, all right, good call, Insidious. I'm getting off, I guess.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Alrighty, let me get this dang vid one last time so we can finish our thoughts on this movie. There we go. Put it up there. Alrighty. We were talking about this before my dang internet. I still blame the cats because I swear they're feeling too oozy and attacking each other, and then suddenly things went out So I blame my cats. Fucking cats. Anyways. Yeah, we are nearing here the end of the episode, so the final thoughts here on this movie, and then we'll do outros, and then we'll peace out.
Yeah, and also since Ahmenra wasn't here for the other ones, if he had anything that he, wanted to say about the other movies too.
Oh yeah, did you by chance check out the other movies on the list, Ahmenra?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the lighthouse. The lighthouse?
Yeah.
What it's called?
Yep.
It. Oh, all I gotta say, that's a well-made movie, but it's very psychological.
It is.
Definitely,
It is.
yeah.
It really is.
It is
It's a weird one. Yeah.
It is a weird one. It is quite disturbing, especially if you're not a fan of cumin. Just so much cumin in it.
What was the other two? Can't think of right now.
Then the Frisco Kid with Gene Wilder and Harrison Ford, another kind of westerny movie, and then I chose Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, I like the other western movie, The Hitchhiker's Guide. I've watched a few times. All I remember is that sad robot using that one of those guns or rays, making everyone else sad.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's how the movie kind of ends. Yeah. The whole army of them was out there shooting, but they're terrible aim, like stormtroopers, and then it's like, oh, I'll just shoot them, and then everyone's like, oh, I'm so depressed.
Right, their point of view gun.
The point of view gun.
Yeah, I did like that movie.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorite. It's just I don't know, like whenever I'm feeling like I don't know what to watch or just want something nostalgic that I just watched a lot back in the day. Yeah, that's my go-to movie. But yeah, as far as and then did you say you saw the Frisco Kid?
Little bits here and there when I could.
Right on. Yeah, that one's good. I'd give that one a watch if you like westerns. I usually assume most people when they think of Gene Wilder and western, they'll think Blazing Saddles right away. But I really did enjoy Frisco Kid. It's more not so slapstick comedy. It's just some like we were mentioning earlier. It's a genre blend of dramatic and comedy, western, and all that, and I thoroughly enjoyed Frisco Kid. Yeah, huge recommendation to that. Also kind of on the side note, because I've been streaming these movies in the Discord, but I've been having some technical issues where like the audio will start crackling, and then the other issue I had, because before I was streaming it just straight off my Xbox into like a capture device, but that had like some stuttering going on. So I'm still tweaking out how movies are going to be played in the Discord, but I've also decided that I'm just, anytime a movie becomes or is next on book club or something, I'm going to put these in a Google Drive, and then anytime somebody just wants to watch it at any point, they don't have to wait for the movie to start in the Discord or whatever. The Discord watch is more of like a community thing where we could all hang out and just dick around.
Send gifts in the chat.
Throwing gifts in the chat during the movie is probably the best thing ever. So that's always fun live. But if people don't have the movie and don't have the time to sit down and watch it right now, I'm gonna put a Google Drive link up in the Discord, and it'll have the current movies that will be on the next book club. I think my Google Drive only allows up to like 15 gigabytes worth of data, so I don't know if I could like shove TV shows on there if they're too big, but once TV shows come along and we start doing that, yeah, I'll do the same thing, because those are a big watch, and if I could have it available to everybody to watch, that would be even better, because yeah, not everyone can. Even though I have the movies playing kind of at random times in the Discord, so some people don't have time, so I will make it even more so available so that no one misses out on anything. And once again, did I put out that link to my Discord?
summarize, I think what Paul's saying is we're all watching that in complete legal and ethical ways.
Totally ethical ways.
Indeed.
I am not doing anything, out of the ordinary. I don't know what the hell I'm saying, but come to the Discord for, illegal activities. No, I'm kidding. Joking. Wink, wink.
In Minecraft.
Minecraft.
Right.
That's right. We're watching these movies in Minecraft. I mean, people have watch parties all the time, so the means of how I get these movies is none of your business. All I have to say.
Comes from his own personal collection, every single one.
Every single one, personal collection. I pull it out from a secret door that opens up, and then when I'm done, I put it back, and the door closes, and I never see it again. That's how it works.
Are you still talking about movies or something else?
He doesn't know what he's talking
I think
about.
we're back to Cumin now. I don't know what
I think I
happened.
did go back to Cumin.
Yeah.
We're talking about Cumin.
Fine.
Alrighty. Any other last thoughts on the good, the bad, and the ugly?
I think this has opened me up to watching more westerns now.
Same here, because like I mentioned too, these two, this and the Frisco Kid, were like really the first westerns I ever like sat and watched. I don't know why. I think in my head, when I growing up, that westerns just seemed like old movies, old people movies. So as a kid, I just associated with like, this is for adults. I don't care for it. And then when I grew up, I never grew up, so I don't know what adult movies are like.
I was gonna say, well, Adam Sandler wasn't in it, or
Jackie Chan.
or Jackie Chan, so you didn't
bullshit.
see it.
I take it back. I have seen one Western movie, Shanghai Noon.
Yeah, there was one.
Jackie Chan look? Yeah.
Yeah, there's one Western movie with Jackie Chan.
There's definitely a Western movie with Jackie Chan. Shanghai Noon and Shanghai Nights.
I forgot who else was in there.
Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson. Yeah.
Owen Wilson. Okay, yeah. I
So
remember
good.
now.
Oh my god. I don't know why, but you match Jackie Chan with anyone, and it's the best movie ever. Rush Hour, Shanghai Nights, Noon. Oh my god, you cats are assholes. God damn it. Sorry. The big brother keeps picking on the little sister. Actually, they're the same
They
age.
won't stop wrestling.
Yeah, they're just wrestling, but they bitch. Boo keeps crying. I know you could defend yourself, Boo. You're a freak of nature. All right, whatever.
Yeah, she's the most ferocious one, but she just refuses to fight back sometimes. She'll just like look at you and cry like, "Are you going to do nothing about this?"
Yeah, she expects me to defend for her when she clearly could do it herself. Anyways, this has become the talk about your parents podcast and your pets.
Complain about your pets.
Complain about your parents and pets podcast. Welcome.
I'll just do one last quote from the Frisco Kid because it just popped to mind.
Uh-huh.
I'll take San Francisco. You take the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Now someone show this poor asshole the way out of town.
I love that. Heck yeah. And then with I got nothing else with the good, bad, and the ugly. Great movie. Can't recommend it enough. Go watch the other two. I'm about to go do that myself. The Dollars trilogy. And then watch more Clint Eastwood movies. I gotta watch Dirty Harry. I gotta watch.
Yeah, so I got a bunch of westerns for you to watch. So.
Right.
Dirty Harry's a good one.
Yeah. I unfortunately, my dad loved westerns. He always watched it, but again, I was just like, I'm not huge into westerns, so I kind of passed on that. So.
That's the one where he introduced like the 44 mag or something.
Yeah, and that's where do you feel lucky punk comes from. I was watching this movie the whole time, waiting for that line to come up, and I'm like, oh, I guess that's the wrong movie. Yeah.
I mean, my dad was more of a John Wayne kind of guy, but I had this similar attitude where it's like, I'm just like, I feel like I'm too young for this, and just had other interests in mind.
For sure. Welp, before my internet dies, let's go around saying outros. Oh my god, these cats. Anyways. Charlie, Platypunk / goes nowhere, does nothing. What do you got coming up?
All right. Well, next thing you'll probably see is on Saturday. Saturday morning, 10:30 a.m. Central Time. Me and my buddy Cyclops Adam will be running an episode of 88 Geek where we'll cover some of the gaming and entertainment news that happened over the past week, and then later that night at 7 p.m. Central, we get a bunch more friends together and pretty much do it again, and just I end up driving the clown ship.
And that's a fish tank.
Yes, that is Fish Tank.
Right
and, on. We're always looking to fill the room. So far, we have myself, Brittany the Voodoo Priestess, Adam Cyclops. That's 3. Imp Black Belt should be on. Big Dog Jake should be on.
Imp and BD Jake.
Returning is.
I was just saying that they're usual guests there.
Oh yeah, they've kind of become regulars.
Right
and
on.
Then, we have returning. We have Matthew Stratton, Brittany's father, who is a veteran of the TV movie industry.
Yeah.
As well as recently, Melee K should be showing up at some point.
Right on.
Which leaves us 3 slots open. So if you're following me, or if you're in my Discord, that basically sends an open invite. We have 3 slots left this week, and then we always have room going forward.
Heck yeah. I would love to be on, but it's usually in the evenings, and I'm usually on the other in chat watching while working. But one of these days, I'd love to pop on and be on there.
Oh, absolutely.
Heck yeah. And I am putting his Gono Dono's link in the chat right now, but I am terrible at this, so give me 2 seconds. And there you go.
1, 2,
3.
10.
Beautiful. And yeah, that's Goes Nowhere Does Nothing in the chat. Go follow him on YouTube. He does great stuff. And heck yeah.
I need about 350.
He needs about 350 followers or subscribers. I need about 500 subscribers, but heck yeah. But let's go. Let's get freaking Goes Nowhere Does Nothing up some subscribers so he can get about 350. Freaking legend.
I mean, realistically, I need about 500, but like 350 is funnier.
Yeah, it is funnier. I should steal that and say the same thing. We both need about 350. Insidious Bliss. Me and you are gonna be playing freaking games for like the next 5 days. What do you got going on?
Oh, let's see. I think I'll steal all your stuff. Tomorrow we'll be doing, I think, Grounded, Paul.
Yup, I'm down for that.
Oh, cool.
And of course, Dabs.
News to me.
Gabs now is
But
learning
I'm
this.
always down. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I think Paul's been like, I think we're kind of playing, but he wasn't quite sure. So I'm just gonna say it. We're playing tomorrow.
Let's do it. If there's no tornadoes.
If there's no tornadoes.
Even if there is.
Saturday we do the Company Boys with Paul and DJ Access. Usually done on Paul's channel. I don't know what we're playing there either. Some sort of cooperative game.
Yeah.
All cooperative games all the time. Always a great time hanging out with the boys.
Heck yeah.
And then Sunday is usually going to be with Paul again, doing the Halo streams.
Heck yeah. And this week, we won't have no dude. He will be out. So we may have a slot available for some firefight action.
You guys are going to be in trouble. No dude carrying you guys?
Damn. Gabs is just talking all sorts of shit. Hey, Gabs.
Hey, I can hold my own in like the co-op. The online play, forget about it.
It gets I don't know why. I know I get my ass handed to me every time, but to me, I'm such a fucking
glutton for punishment.
I guess. No, it's more like a glutton for I need to get good. It's a get good glutton, and I'm like, yeah. No, that always happens to me when I start playing online games. Gears of War may be like the only game I never figured out because I was never able to get like higher in the leaderboard. But Halo, Call of Duty, I always start playing. I'm always at the bottom, getting my ass handed to me. and just after just pure perseverance and freaking agitation and annoyance, and then just street smarts, going, I need to stop running in the middle of the room and dying. And then I start figuring it out how to stop dying more, and I get good. But yeah, I can't help myself with those online matches, because I'm like, ooh, I need to kill some people and prove, and then teabag them, because I want to prove that I'm good. I don't know.
It seems to be a constant theme here, Paul.
I know, balls, dicks,
bromance.
cumin. I love me bros.
Can we just throw in the clip from the musical version of The Producers or something like "Keep it gay, keep it gay, keep it gay"?
I'll have to find that, because that will be the theme. Paul Hadouken channel. Keep it gay. Keeping it gay. Since 2023. Hilarious.
I thought that was Dermy's shtick.
Right? Dermy's supposed to be the gay one and just the annoying one. Well, he's still just the most hated of the group, and he just so happens to be gay. I am not that hated, but I just just love the gayness.
Closeted gay.
Closeted.
I think
What do you say?
you can tell who watched Jackass back in the day just from all the homoerotic humor.
Yeah. You could tell when it's like, yeah, humor, homoerotic humor, versus just being a homo like Derby. Is that it for you, Insidious? Just up till Sunday, nothing else after that?
Yeah, as far as I know.
Right on. Sounds good. Gabs, well, you always see her over here. She doesn't go anywhere. She just plays video games with me. But you could check her out on Twitter at 710.
I go where I'm needed.
yeah. 710 _ Dabzilla. If you want some DSP detractor.
Oh, yeah, don't follow me on Twitter.
I'm saying if you're
don't follow me anywhere.
if you're a DSP detractor, then you could follow her on Twitter, because then her tweets make sense. But other than that, you could catch Gabs here playing video games with me, and having a great time. We just finished up Salt and Sanctuary. I can't wait to play Salt and Sacrifice. But before that, I think we're gonna dive into Outward, which is another one of our favorite co-op split screen co-op games, and that will be a lot of fun, which will be hopefully starting next week, I think.
Yeah, maybe Tuesday. We've been kind of doing gruesome twosome Tuesdays.
Gruesome twosome Tuesdays, that's right. And yeah, so that's where you can catch Gabs at. Ahmenra, do you have anything coming up?
Not really.
Just hanging out in chats,
That's about it.
mooing around. That's
Down
all.
the street.
That's all you need to do, and we love you for it. You can catch Ahmenra. You've been kind of chatting or joining Imps streams in the voice chat, or was that just kind of like a one-time thing for your birthday?
No, I might join his streams once in a while.
That's right. Freaking awesome. Love to see it. Heck yeah. So then I'll promo Imps streams over on YouTube and Twitch, and that's where you can find this freaking guy over here, Ahmenra. He's usually in all our chats, mooing away, spreading the love, being
There's no lightning bolts.
no lightning bolts, only sexy werewolves.
It's always a joy seeing a moo in the chat.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. Ever since the moo started, it's just like, it's been a fun thing. It's like everybody just says moo now, and every time we see, it's like a signature now. Every time we see Ra in the chat, it's like, oh, moo, buddy, how you doing? So love it. And as far as me, I have, as Insidious said, most of the stuff coming up. Tomorrow is Friday. So, we'll play Grounded during the day, late at night, 2 a.m. to be specific. That will be technically Saturday morning, though. Beelzebub, which we actually will have Melee K. She'll be guest on the pub for the next few weeks, kind of covering for Gal, who will be out. So we just need that female presence, I guess, so it doesn't get too homoerotic. But it's Kay.
You're like, I guess.
Kay allows more homoeroticism than any woman on the internet, since look at James, reference to James. She just allows so much homo-ness. So be good to hang out with her on Saturday night, or Saturday morning. I mean Friday night, and then Saturday Company Boys, Sunday Halo Bros, and then we do it once again all over next week. We'll see if I can get enough people for the next book club, which will be back on music. No theme, just pick an album, and we'll be discussing it. Same format, same time. Well, not same time, same place, but same place. Time might be different just because I accommodate people. I don't know. People work till certain times and all that. So once I figure out like a proper dang schedule and time and place for book club, where people know, oh, it's 8:00 on Thursday, it's time for a book club. But until then, I'm gonna be moving around a bit to make sure everybody gets a chance to come on. So just join the Discord. That's where I post most of when I'm going online and when you can join the show. Next week is again music, and that I think will do it for this episode. I'd like to thank everyone in the chat for hanging out. I'd love to thank the lovely panelists for hanging out. And with that, I will say adieu to everybody.
I feel oozy.
And I feel oozy. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. Give everybody one more round of applause and a quack. And
Shut up, bitch!
Okay.
It's funny because I was just about to say bye, so you should have held off 1 second. It would have been perfectly timed.
Oh, if you were to, because she's the woman, and then.
Shut
Yeah,
up, bitch!
Alrighty, well, I'm gonna finally end the show.
Go ahead, you got it.
Thank you, Beetlejuice. Alright, guys. Thank you so much for hanging out, and we will see you on the next one. See ya!
Later.
Later.
Bye.